This is actually the part that's going to annoy me, is taking everything out of the chest, moving it over, coming back for other stuff because that chest is full. I don't know where everything went after that. That's a little bit concerning to me because this chest and this chest can't be everything we found over 100 days. Are you ready for today's adventure? Doesn't matter. Sorry, I just really need more room for the fish. I'm sure she'll get over it. Or I'll make her get over it. Your copper trash can is ready. No, my copper trash can has been divorced. Since I went through the monumental effort of making a fish pond for every type of fish, I figured we might as well run this one right to the bitter end. As some people pointed out, we can be doing more with the roe. You don't have to simply collect it and throw it in a bin. For example, I can put the spookfish roe into this thing. A short time later, I get this thing, aged spookfish roe, which as you can see makes it worth about 2.5 times as much, so that's obviously considerable. There's a new garbage can, and there's an old garbage can. Anyways, I thought it would be fun to see what this garbage can could give us since it's a new one. I don't know if it gives us the same stuff or anything special, but this chest is going to take stuff out of that garbage can every single day. So you might want to brush up on some of those life skills. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to wait a few days till our populations are back to max capacity, and then I'm going to harvest something from every single fish pond on my farm, put that all into this chest. Then I'm going to gather the rest and put it in this other chest, and then I'm going to wait about a week for everything to restock itself. Now what we're going to do is marry Krobus. A mermaid's pendant? Wait a minute, are you... Yeah, okay, so listen. I have a dog, I haven't seen him in a while, I need something to pet and feed. It's not going to be you, but I know how much you like to steal stuff, so I'm hoping you can steal me a pet. I'll marry you, but we have to keep it a secret from everyone, though I guess you want a wedding. You clearly don't know me at all. We'll have a ceremony in a few days, okay? I hope the town doesn't see through my disguise. Honestly, they're so sick of me already, they don't care anymore. Now, while I'm waiting for monster delivery, I'm going to once again harvest everything on my farm, while also giving these things something else apparently because they haven't had enough yet, and they have very expensive taste. Then I'm going to painstakingly take each and every one of those items, put it in this, at which point it ages and then gets put into the chest. Then by the time I'm done this very painful process, we can do a direct comparison of how much the unprocessed versus the processed is worth. And before we get to anything else, we gotta see that train. Well, that's just the same as it's always been. Although leprechaun shoes dropped out of it. The buckle's made of solid gold. Oh, I know someone who would like these. There we go, that really completes the outfit. Did you know that train beside your house literally drops clothes? So, you don't have to be wearing a potato sack. Everything is processed, I'm just gonna sleep so I don't lose my progress. So first I'll take everything out of this chest. This is the unprocessed stuff. We'll see how much value we get for this, and then tomorrow we'll do the other stuff and compare the value directly. The boring fish stuff worth 4,372 gold. And we can't overlook the warp totem to the beach. That's only worth 20 gold, but warp totems, very helpful stuff. Now all the aged stuff, worth 11,580, so about 2.5 times as much, just like last time. Nothing really rare seems to have spawned. We did get 3 squiddings, which is worth 330 gold, and aged lava eel roe is worth 1,064, but also sturgeon roe turns into caviar, which is worth 700. Not as much as the lava eel, but still pretty good. Unlike Krobus, who has a very intelligent disguise. And that obviously means a lot coming from the guy wearing a pirate hat to his wedding. He even says Krobus right there. Everyone's gotta be like, who's Krobus? I guess she's just that guy we never see, who's pitch black and wears purple clothes. I'm just happy I have people showing up to my wedding again. Do me a favor and don't eat the fish. Good morning, Mums. I snuck in during the night. What are you, Bear Lewis? It'll take me a while to get used to this new life. This is very different from the sewers. Oh, this is so much worse. But thank you for bringing the sewers with you. That's exactly the kind of thing I want in my house. And speaking of garbage, not you, but thanks for the setup, Pam. I've kind of forgot about this one. So what kind of treasure does it have for us? Emerald, garbage, garbage, garbage. Halfway decent. So far that doesn't really seem to have anything out of the ordinary. While we're here, I have an uncontrollable urge to take Wheels to the movies. You want to see a movie with an old geezer like me? Not really. Well, okay, I'll meet you there. Is that a race? I win. Honestly, do you even know what a movie is? I'll take a nap during this one. Can I have my $1,000 back? Would you like to order a snack for your guest? Absolutely. I haven't spent enough money on George today. Well, I know the rock candy was pretty much like the meth of Stardew Valley, so George will definitely appreciate that. We'll deliver to George's seat once the movie starts. Might be hard to find. His is mobile. Come on, George. So, okay, he decides right on a chair. Good for him. George is dozing off. He might have died. George hasn't touched his rock candy at all. If he had, he definitely wouldn't be asleep. You were asleep for an entire week, by the way. Shameful, the trash they pass for movies these days. You were literally asleep. I was gonna ask you for a ride, but find your own way home. I took Wheels to the movies and thought he died. Wide open spaces make me nervous. It's the crowded ones with hiding places that should make you nervous. I saw Abigail literally murder someone 100 feet from this house. Anyways, on to part 2 of my project that I've been putting off for the past hour. I'm gonna collect every one of these fish ponds for an entire year to see the value of them. That'll give you some kind of indication of whether or not it's worth it to have these long term. You can't really get a proper idea of that over a few weeks because sometimes they spawn really rare things, like they have a 1% chance to do it, so a year is about 100 days, so we should see some of the rarest stuff they can possibly give. So I hope you weren't planning on doing a lot of talking in the next 100 days. But before we move ourselves into year 224, we've got some layout to do. Stone floors are connectors that are going to make all of this work. All you have to do is make sure there's a stone floor touching every fish pond and then lead that stone floor all the way to a couple chests to gather all this stuff for a year. Already I see something different in the cactus seeds. Maybe not overly valuable, but still something different to get from fish ponds. And just like that, all the connectors are done, everything I need them to be. And I know that even a single day of collecting all this stuff fills up well over one chest. So I'm just gonna go like that because I don't really feel like doing any calculating or math right now. And right away, I can tell it's working because there's already 5 row in the first chest, so they absorbed as soon as that chest was put down, there's some more. And just in case something breaks the path of these somewhere in the middle, at least they can go to the bottom. I really hope you're able to feed yourself, unlike my last pet. Lucky lunch. I tried my best to make human food. I tried my best to believe you were a human. Just wanted to check it a quick day later, make sure everything was working well, none of the pathing had broken. So far, everything looks really good, so great. And how's our new garbage can doing? Not very well. Not really finding a lot of anything. But speaking of garbage can, while I'm here, Sweet Gem Clint is gonna help us out. We finally picked up the copper trash can. Let's go for the steel. Because while we're at it, we might as well upgrade our garbage cans all the way up, and then we can see what a year's worth of garbage is worth now with the golden garbage can. And the steel one is done. This one costs 5,000 gold. Shouldn't Mayor Lewis and the town be paying for their own garbage system? There it is, the finest garbage can ever seen before. Until we build this one for 12,500, but we reclaim 60% of the value of trash. That's worth even more than you are, Clint. How does that feel? Make it quick, I'm a busy person. Iridium garbage can. Which looks like that, and that's a perfect place to put Krobus' food. It even tells you how much you reclaim. I got 150 gold for doing that. I'm gonna need some more food for the garbage. We're so physically different that it's a challenge to live together, isn't it? Yep. Every day's a real struggle. Alright, well let's move it on into winter and see how things look at that point. Here's winter. Krobus, I hope you're keeping up on the farm. Did I lose him? Should have put him in a cage. Everything looks really good. I was worried about some stuff spawning in between seasons to break the pathing. Everything is working just fine. And I have no idea where my little monster went, but I'm sure he'll turn up again eventually. But is that his placekeeper? He could have been a chest this entire time. We didn't even need Krobus. Just want to check on this one real quick. Progress report. Ooh, Super Cucumber is actually a pretty good find. I know you won't remember this anyway, but we're going to a movie. Have you ever seen a movie before? Before the theater came to town, I hadn't seen a movie in 20 years. I haven't seen my Krobus in 20 years, you don't see me complaining. Pretty sure old people are gonna like sour slimes. It just makes sense. Can you do me a favor and sit on the other side of the row from me? Evelyn is absolutely enthralled, and I just couldn't be happier about it. And she's actually enjoying her food. How she's chewing it, nobody knows. Hey, nice to see you're still with us. I loved it. Now you know why the Miracle at Cold Star Ranch is considered a classic. Yeah, I really like the part with the gorillas. The 23rd of summer, year 224, will be the 1 year mark. Look who came back. Or have you been here the whole time? I hope the humidity here isn't bothersome to you. We both have to compromise in order to live together. Well, you see, the thing you don't understand about that is that we don't have to live together. Now, before we get to our year's worth of fish ponds, I want to check out my year's worth of garbage. A garbage hat. Other than that, we have some very expensive movie tickets. Those are worth 1,000 each to buy, and things like a purple mushroom. Not bad value for just garbage. It's probably more waterproof than a pirate hat, anyways. If I throw things in my iridium trash can now, the super cucumbers were 225. Movie tickets are worth 1,200 for 4 of them, and emerald is worth 195. All in all, not really anything exciting except for the garbage hat. I'm assuming you can't only find it in these garbage cans, but I might be wrong, let me know. So basically I went from a lot of money to a lot of money. This is actually the part that's going to annoy me, is taking everything out of the chest, moving it over, coming back for other stuff because that chest is full. I assume this chest is full, this one. I don't know where everything went after that. That's a little bit concerning to me because this chest and this chest can't be everything we found over 100 days. So one of these other chests might have something. I was intelligent enough to put down 100 of these, so we'll see where everything actually ended up. Okay, it all moved to the lefternmost chest. And it has some good things like a treasure chest that's incredibly rare and valuable. Pale broth, a couple of pearls, so there's a confirmed another way to find those. Green slime eggs, warp totem to the mountains, 23 of those. Spicy eels are always good for speed and luck. And I can't help but wonder if we found anything down below in these chests. We did not. I only searched a few of them, but I'm assuming there's nothing in them. If it's not on the ends, it probably doesn't exist. Alright, now I'm just going to transfer everything to the shipping bin and we'll see the value of it all overnight. We did end up with 241 squid ink, so that actually spawns pretty commonly, and 36 cactus seeds. If you could find things like the treasure chest fairly commonly, the fish ponds would absolutely be worth a lot. And warp totems back to the farm too. And in case you're wondering what skills I have, all of them. I have all of the skills. mostly thanks to this. So the value for a year's worth of fish ponds is 497,353 gold. That's actually not bad. You can definitely make a lot more from crops, absolutely, but fish ponds are a little bit easier. All you really have to do is collect them once they're grown. There's the value of things, sturgeon roe coming up strong. Lava eel worth 41,000 all by itself. So if you were going to do this, you'd probably have fish ponds of all lava eels. The value in mining stuff isn't a ton, but that will add up. Some of the stuff in here for sure. A treasure chest is worth 5,000 gold just by itself. Those 2 pearls also 5,000 gold. All those slimes 4,400. And just miscellaneous stuff that could actually be very useful too. You could process the geodes, find more money there, and just get a lot of items pretty effortlessly because they're basically just spawning on your farm. So $500,000. Can someone turn all of these into lava eels for me?